India is planning to acquire the advanced S-500 Prometheus air defense systems from Russia. This decision has been taken after witnessing the outstanding performance of India's current S-400 units in Operation Sindoor back in May 2025. That operation gave real-world proof of how effective Russian air defense tech can be on the battlefield. At a time when security in South Asia is tense, India is taking this step as preventive measures against growing dangers like China's hypersonic weapons program and Pakistan's improving missile forces. During Operation Sindoor, which was India's military answer to the Pahalgam terror attack, the S-400 system, known as Sudarshan Chakra in Indian service, showed incredible results. Defense officials say it shot down 5 Pakistani fighter planes. At the same time, it took out hundreds of drones and missiles aimed at 15 Indian cities. The Indian Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh, called the downing of a Pakistani early warning aircraft at about 300 kilometers the biggest surface-to-air kill ever recorded. This happened right at the edge of the system's reach, going beyond normal limits and proving its power for long-distance strikes. That success has built even more trust in Russian gear among India's defense leaders. It stands out especially because Pakistan's Chinese-made HQ-9 systems failed to stop Indian precision attacks in the same fight. Right now, India's $5.43 billion deal with Russia from October 2018 covers 5 S-400 regiments. 4 of them are already in place along the western border with Pakistan and the northern line with China. The last one should arrive by September 2026. The deal has a built-in option for 5 more systems at the same terms, just adjusted for inflation and currency changes. This makes adding them easier without starting long talks over again. Experts say it saves money, especially with today's tensions and Russia's limits on exports due to its conflicts. Looking further ahead, India is eyeing the S-500 Prometheus, Russia's top-of-the-line air defense system. It marks a big step up with a reach of 600 kilometers and heights up to 200 kilometers, far beyond the S-400's 400-kilometer range. Built to handle hypersonic glide vehicles, stealth planes and fast cruise missiles going up to Mach 7, the S-500 reacts in just 3 to 4 seconds. That is quicker than the S-400's 9 to 10 seconds, which matters a lot against speedy threats. Its ability to hit targets in near space lets it take on ballistic missiles and low Earth orbit satellites. This directly tackles India's worries about China's DF-21D and DF-26 missiles. Russia has offered India good deals like joint production and full tech transfer through government talks. This fits India's Make in India push and helps Russia get around Western sanctions by making exports through India. It could turn India into a seller for the S-500 in places like Southeast Asia, the Middle East and Africa, much like the BrahMos missile partnership that opened doors for both countries. These Russian buys work alongside India's homegrown efforts, not instead of them. The Defense Research and Development Organization's Project Kusha will fill gaps between short-range local systems and the S-400's reach. It includes 3 types with ranges of 150, 250 and 350 kilometers, set to roll out by 2030. This mix handles urgent needs with foreign tech while building self-reliance over time. Each S-500 for export might cost $1 to $1.25 billion more than the S-400, but shared production could cut costs long-term and grow local skills. Delivery times are unclear as Russia focuses on its own needs and wars, which might push exports back years. Now, a closer look at the S-500 itself. Officially the 55R6M Triumph M, it is Russia's cutting-edge mobile surface-to-air and anti-ballistic missile system. It improves on the S-400 by targeting high-flying fast threats like ballistic missiles, hypersonics and low Earth orbit satellites. It fits into Russia's full air defense setup, teaming with the S-400 and A-235 systems to cover from ground level up to near space. The S-500 moves fast on BAZ and BZKT trucks, ready in 5 to 10 minutes from driving position and firing in 3 minutes once set. A standard battery has command posts like the 55K6MA and 85Z62 on 6-wheel drive trucks for leading the action. Launchers are the 77P6 units on 10-wheel drive trucks holding 2 missiles in tubes. They hit 70 kilometers per hour and go 500 kilometers on a tank. Radars include the 91N6AM Big Bird in S-band, pulled by an 8-wheel tractor, spotting ballistic targets at 2,000 kilometers or airplanes at 800. The 96L26TP in C-band on 10-wheel trucks starts tracking. The 76T6 on 8 wheels guides against planes and cruise missiles. The 77T6 on 10 wheels handles high-altitude hits. A 40V6 MT mast lifts antennas. These use safe jumping frequency links to fight jamming. It tracks and hits up to 10 targets together, responding in 3 to 4 seconds. For missiles, it uses new ones like 77 N6M and N1, main interceptors for ballistic and satellite kills at hypersonic speeds of 5 to 7 kilometers per second or Mach 14 to 20. They reach 600 kilometers on ballistics, 400 on air targets using hit-to-kill by direct smash, no explosives needed, up to 200 kilometers high. The 40 N6M goes 400 kilometers against planes and cruises. It also fires S-400 matches like 40 N6 at 380, 48 N6 at 250, and 9M96 at 120 for closer work. Guidance mixes commands with active radar for exact hits. A 53 T6M version takes out 10 ballistics at once at 4 kilometers per second. The S-500 grabs intermediate range ballistics and parts of intercontinentals at 180 to 200 kilometers up. For hypersonics, Russia says it nails cruise missiles and gliders up to 7 kilometers per second, best in early boost before top speed. 2024 tests back this, but full battle tests wait. It aims at stealth fighters like the F-35 or B-2 bombers at 600 kilometers, spotting hidden signs with smart radars. In space, it wrecks low Earth orbit satellites and platforms up to 200 kilometers, even those from hypersonic carriers. Plus early warning airplanes, jammers, drones and cruises. Shielded links let it work in heavy electronic fights. Comparing the two, the S-400 and S-500 both come as truck-based layers in Russia's net. The S-400, live since 2007, is a solid fourth-generation pick for long-range hits on planes, drones, cruise and short ballistics. The S-500, limited since 2021 with production up in 2025, is fifth generation for anti-ballistic against hypersonics, intermediate ballistics and low Earth orbit satellites. Both move quick, set in 5 to 10 minutes, link in Russia series with shared missiles and radars against jamming. They guide with semi-active radar and commands for exact hits, but the S-500 wins on reach, height, speed and threats, though pricier and trickier. It entered later, focuses on space hits, goes 600 kilometers on ballistics and 500 on air versus 460. Heights hit 200 kilometers outside atmosphere, not 30. Targets fly to Mach 20 or 7 kilometers per second, not 5.9 or 2. Response is 3 to 4 seconds, not 9 to 10. It engages 10 high-speed ones. S-400 tracks 80, hits 36. Radar spot 2000 kilometers on ballistics, 800 on air, beating 600 and 250. Missiles like 77 N6 N1 use hit to kill at 600. S-400's 40 N6 blasts at 400. The S-400 shines on usual air force like F-35 stealth or fast cruises, tested in Syria and Ukraine, good for short ballistics, but weak past Mach 6 hypersonics. The S-500 tunes for outside atmosphere grabs of medium and intercontinental ballistics, plus hypersonic gliders and satellites to 200 kilometers.